Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to be a part of this family, please click the red subscribe button below and make it gray. Then you will finally and officially be part of this family. If you are a returning subscriber, girl, ciao. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So, as you can see from the title of my video, I'll be talking about being a female taxi driver. On my previous video, I did mention me driving taxis, me driving school kids, and all that busy life of mine. So today I thought, let me just tell them what actually happens in the taxi industry, because I think you guys just use taxis and maybe you don't have insight as to what really happens, so I am here to give you all the details for pila ko ranking muri taxi re dira eng. You understand? So I'll be sharing my experience. I haven't been in the industry for quite a very long time. It's actually been like a few months in me experiencing that, but me knowing about the taxi industry, or maybe it's been a few years. Yeah, it's been a few years, because obviously so I'll be telling you guys about the life as a taxi driver, being a female taxi driver. Not only a female taxi driver, a young female taxi driver. Maybe from other areas, I do not know. It is a known thing. It is when females drive taxis, but Moposhi, it was a like it's a shock every time game go robot door, and then there's a car next to me like, hi Nana, but so those are the things I just encounter, which shows me that it's really not something people are used to in Potchefstroom, seeing a female taxi driver. And at my age, considering my age, and I want to be like specific, Uguti, there are quite a handful of female taxi drivers. This time we're not considering age. Quite a handful of female taxi drivers in Potchefstroom, but they're only driving like school kids most of the time. They're driving school transport, and that's just it. So go taxi ranking and all of I think there's just two of us. It's me and this other girl, Oriango 2 and 5. So 2 and 5 the ikageng ya Potchefstroom, maybe it's 2 and 5. So okay, get over 2 and 5, and then there's me. So there's like two of us. So maybe you're asking yourself, okay, why are you into taxis? Why did you choose to drive taxis? I don't know. I just love the idea of being a young female taxi driver. Honestly, I just love the idea. I'm a taxi driver. Not only that, a female one. And not only that, a young one. You understand? So I just love the idea in gym. And I don't know, I just love the business, I must say. I love the industry. Yeah, and I'm into it now. There's no turning back. I'd love to own taxis one day. Thank you very much. So what are the requirements of being a taxi driver? If you want to be a taxi driver, what are the requirements? Number one, you need a taxi. You need a taxi. You need something to drive. You need a taxi, a driver's license, and your driver's license must have what we call a professional driver's permit. Yes, you heard me. Professional driver's permit, which is called like a PDP. And when you apply for a PDP, you only get it from like the age 21. So if you are below 21, you cannot have a PDP, which means you cannot be operating in the taxis. Not only in like the, what am I saying? if you are below 21, you do not qualify for a PDP, which means you can't be driving a taxi with passengers. You can drive a taxi alone, but if they catch you with passengers, you get a ticket. You are not allowed to do that, So your PDP, you only get it from the age 21, and I just turned 21 this year. So years I've been breaking the law, but it's fine. It's not a problem. We got that all sorted out. So when you first, as a first time applicant, when you turn 21 and you go and apply for your PDP, you can only apply for a permit to drive passengers and to carry goods. There's the last one, but see, it's dangerous goods. You only get that at the age 25, which is to like transport gases, truck, fuel, and all of that. I'm not into that. I'm here, passengers and goods. You can only do that when you are 21 years old. And then a lot of times it don't public. Yeah, that's what you basically need, a public to transport passengers, and it doesn't matter whether it's code 8, code 10, doesn't matter. You just need a driver's license and you must have a PDP. That's it. And then the part that I think we are all here for: how is the taxi rank life? Like, what's happening? When you just come there as a passenger, you get in the taxi, but what's really, really, really happening at the taxi rank? A lot. A lot is happening. A lot is happening at the taxi rank, and trust me, there's always something going on. There's always drama. If you know the taxi rank, you would know how there's always drama. Or maybe you wouldn't know because you're just a passenger. Mara, trust you me, there's always a lot going on at the taxi rank. I can't even be specific as to what there's a lot to Jim. But one thing about the taxi rank, it is the safest place ever. Well, let me just say the Porsche taxi rank. I don't know about the others, but that is the safest place ever. Of it, you just shout the driver di lata diamond and it almost trap at the phone how they'll fire and about bell and a marble shuttle. Oh, next time over careful, Lena. Bao Pamela special ranking or just near the rank, but also about that's one thing about taxi drivers. They are very protective. Like, yeah, they are very protective. So there's just a lot happening in ranking, guys. Some things and some things are just so nice and entertaining, just like any other workplace. Yeah. And one other thing that you need to do when you step in that area, just like any other workplace, mind your own business. We are not saying do not socialize with other people, don't talk with other people, just be rude when the whole day awkward, and no, just mind your own business. Because there was once an incident they killed the taxi driver. Like, the taxi drivers were actually fighting, and then the other one killed the other one. And the reason behind that was that the other one who killed the other one, the one who died, before and the other one. So honestly, if such cases just arise, just mind your own business. If this other person feels like, and then you will come after him. So that man, as we speak, that guy load we are talking about child. I think load since 170 something or 180 something. You lost your whole life for that kind of money. You understand? So just mind your own business. Do your own thing. If it means that you must always be in your taxi sleeping until it is your turn, or do that. Do that. And then another second point. I have my notes here, guys, because I'm filming with my phone, obviously. Another point is how are the taxi operations? Like, how do you guys actually operate? You know, besides what I'm about to tell you, obviously, everything that happens at the taxi rank, it was either discussed by the different what do they call this, associations. There are associations go ranking, so it was either all the operations that happens, they did go the association yang gore this is what will be happening, the load to tlampisiwe yana frugu ka rush tlampe go diriwe yana o yana. Other than that, all the operations are directed by the taxi owners, right? So when I say taxi operations, I basically mean how like yeah, taxi operations reoperate yang. So starting from in the morning, a rush hour. Yeah. So we are very fortunate rona ka mo setting ya rona ka mo lining ya rona. We don't really wake up that early because there are not a lot of taxis. So the challenge is really not that much on our side. So unlike Kokasi, there are a lot of taxis for like, let's say maybe go 11 when the taxi table my 48, you understand? Mara, because if the line the taxi is okay, lining for like every day, or all those 40 taxis they operate every day. There are going to be other taxis telling gore di ka se kgone go bereka, or it's either they're all gonna get one load, and no, that will not work out, considering that, guys, the taxi, they pay a lot of installments. I think the lowest that you could be paying for your taxi installments is around 9K. That's the lowest. So if one taxi is gonna get one load each day, then by the end of the month you won't be able to pay your bills, you won't even be able to cover that installment, you won't be able to feed your family, you understand? So what they did, I don't know whether it was the associations or it is straight from the taxi board or what, but what they did was to go scoffer the taxi. So in that way, the taxi di ba bikinyana for that particular day, and then you can get like 3 loads each. Yeah, we are not saying 3 loads for the day. I'm coming to how we operate, right? So bakakwa, like I said, Rona, we are very fortunate that we don't get to wake up early this side. So while you o kreye motho a re since a fotse ka 3 a.m. 3 this but our since a fotse ka 3 a.m. guys. So not that there are people at that time, so you have to rush to get to the taxi rank. Quality taxi rank and kireta mo kasimo tlabare e ke rank 11, e ke rank 6, e ke rank 3, e ke rank ka. So you have to rush to get to that taxi rank gore o kgone fola. So if your taxi is number 1, meaning at any point batho batla go laisha wena, so ba mathela gore ka 3 hour ene number 1 ko renkeng, and then o mongwe go tla ka past 3 ke number 2. So you are very sure gore by the time people start going to work, not klar ke tswile ka first load yaka. So in that case, o matha fast, and I mean it, o matha fast, o ya renkeng ko troponyano or dropper or wherever ko leishulang ko teng, o bo khona o boa gape, and then o tla go leisha gape. So it is very much possible gore if o leishitse the first load, where another person o leishitse the first load, you can get like 3 loads in the rush hours tsa frugo. You can get 3 loads. Alright? So another thing happy, if di taxi tse no sentse di laisha ko renkeng e senya ko toroponyano, we are in our townships. If other di taxi sentse di laisha, they will send other taxis ne gore di kena no mo di strateng ba ile o bitsa, we call that go flanka. Ntho ya go tsamaya go nte pepe tropong e bitsa go flanka. So there are other taxis that are sent out there gore ba tsamaye ba ilo flanka, and then they bring those people to the taxi rank gore di taxi di kgone go tlala fast. So wena ha o tswa toropong o ya ka go bone wa go registera gore nna ke fitlhile o betsa fela hutare. There's no need gore o tswe mo taxing o feta fela ka pep ba kwala registration ya gago gore okay HZB202 o tlile wa tsamaya wa go flanka yana wa go flanka wa go tla ka batho ha o fetsa go tlisetsa batho taxi le tlala wa fola yana o kena mo lining le wena. The other taxis tse di tswang toropong le tsone di a go feta ka morenkeng pep okay JPZ 279 o tlile ra go kwala yana gore after owner relation owner when so that there's no confusion. And then the rush ya frugu ya no, the rush hours tsa frugu dia fela. So you guys now le go mosebetsing le ka go toropong di terri renke tsa ka mokasi ka mo yanong, they are no longer operational. Amen. We are all that side. Ne. And while I'm still talking about rush hours tsa frugu, there's a driving that happens during those times. Guys, let me just tell you guys this. I know how much the driving that happens in the morning, not only in the morning, even the rush hours to the afternoon, make you guys uncomfortable. But trust you me, nothing is gonna happen. Just trust those guys. We got it. We got it. And we're doing it all for you. We got it. One thing I always tell people is that with driving like local, né? One thing I've noticed about those local taxi drivers is that they are very observant. And that's also one thing driving a taxi has taught me. Being very, very observant. Like guys, we can, like, I don't know man, you just develop that skill, Jay. You observe very fast. And you want to do something wrong, so you observe very fast. Like, we see everything. Just relax. I personally can't relax, but I'm asking you guys to relax. You know, just relax. We got it all under control. And there are, let's say there are just 2 lanes going this direction, and then do offer two to the left and to the right. And then if perhaps there are trucks on both lanes going this direction, what we do, you guys normally see that what we do, I do that sometimes, but I just check because I don't want to be reported, guys. I can just ban. And then I know, you know, what we normally do is that reto emakadi of rempetsiwa. In Nankara, we are turning to the left or to the right, but we are not actually going those directions because we know that these trucks are gonna delay us more robotong. The minute the other robot equala traffic engwe, not ours, equala traffic ele, rona ra tswa geanong re kena on the lanes tse di young straight, meaning we go ahead more the because they are so slow and you guys are gonna be late for work. Yes, we do it all for you. Yeah, man. So the driving during rush hours is quite scary and uncomfortable, but it is very less likely that you hear hori batulani budaimane garage. Like azanga you na. It hurts, like it is, guys, no man, it happens very scarce. And then batulane garage. And then one thing got it taxi, you just know okay, it is that time ya rashi. So guys, like now we just know now I would know, right, let me open for this guy I can, and then I mean, we are taxis, so we understand, but very often the conflict it more the other private cars, ne? Ha taxi batlo kena, maybe it that delay. Let's start to rohana, hey, don't do that. Mubulele fela afete, and then a lot of people the driving that happens during rush hours is because load, and sometimes it's not about that, né? It is about the money, but also it is about you guys being on time for work. Because sharp o naganetse gore kampe ke tsamaye go ja load ya bobedi mara o shebe ka nako gore ke nako mang ke 7 ne ke 7 gona batho ba thegolang ka bo 7:30. So we care about your jobs, guys. We really do. We really do. And then, yeah, I just explained why we drive the way we do. It's because of you guys. But trust me, we are very vigilant. We are very observant. We see what we're doing. We wouldn't do, well, I wouldn't do something to risk my passengers' lives. And a lot of times, I always say this, Ukuti, all the nonsense driving that I do, because trust you me, I feel like the taxi the minute you get in that driver's seat, yeah, taxi driving you can't drive properly. I've tried it. You cannot drive properly. You cannot. So now a lot of times I drive that nonsense when I'm alone, you know, when I'm alone, when I go pick up people, hey, you know, that's when I do that kind of driving. But the minute I carry 15 people with me, 15 lives with me, even if it means I must drive behind a slow truck, I will do that. Because I understand how comfortable and how uncomfortable I would be if someone drove nonsense. So I don't want to make you as my passenger uncomfortable, you know. And it's the small things that actually count, like holding the steering wheel with 2 hands. Not that I can't control the car with 1 hand, but for that one person sitting behind me, okay, Khomotsang got the steering wheel at least with both hands, I can be comfortable, I will do it. Even if it's for one person out of the 14 in the taxi, I would do it, you know. Small things always, like, they really, really count. If I have to avoid my phone until I get to the taxi rank, I will do it for that one person who feels uncomfortable. So I really, really try and make my passengers comfortable in any way possible, you know, because I believe that if you want to make a change, bring the change. Don't wait for someone to do the change that is in your mind. Am I making sense? Like, you know, hurry, this needs to be done, but you're waiting for someone else to do it. Let it start with you. So that's the contribution I'm bringing to the taxi industry and making my passengers comfortable. At least I believe so. I'd like to believe so. And then, guys, we work so hard. We work so hard. The last point is about the taxi operators' remunerations. Now what's wrong now? The taxi operators' remunerations. So how do we get remunerated? Number one, it varies from one owner to the other. Yep, from one owner to the other. And I think our drivers, the one gets, I can't remember, but 170 or 180 a day, I can't remember properly. Yeah, just round about those ranges. And then the others might be getting 100 rand a day. Others might be getting 120 rands a day, 150 rand. It honestly differs from one owner to the other. And but there's a standard rate that was set, that is known all over the country, and that was, am I okay? Yeah. And that was 100 rands. But like I'm saying, it varies from one owner to the other. Guys, if ke go berekela sharpo and ke phela ke chekolla tšhelete e sharpo, ke tshwere khumbi ya go sharpo, and like I show dedication towards my job, I love and respect my job, you would see also as a person, as an owner, hore, no man, this person actually deserves more. So as much as he makes me happy with what he's bringing to the table, let me also make him happy in return. You understand? So it really varies from one owner to the other. And then also there are people who get paid daily. There are people who get paid daily, and then a lot of them, most of them actually get paid weekly. But here like Kaya, my dad pays them like fortnightly. I also get paid fortnightly. But in December, because I was still a casual, I was getting paid daily, you know. So that also varies from one owner to the other. It could be daily, weekly, fortnightly, or even monthly, of which I've never heard of, you know. So there's this other owner. Yeah, that guy has like 5 taxis, and I know 2 of his drivers. They get paid 650 per week. So they get paid on Saturdays, I think. So I don't know how much is that per day, but as you can see, it really varies from one owner to the other. And then there's another form of remuneration, self-remuneration. Yeah, it was a Gomsiii. It was the Gomsiii. So re ke le explainileng ho di Gomsiii di etsa jwang, gore o nne le tšhelete di Gomsiii. How do you go about making that money, right? So we said that morning rushes o tla ka batho ba isa toropong, and then while I'll fetsa go tla ka batho from Kasi ba ya toropong, now it means everyone, okay, well, people at that side, you know. So it means ro fola ko toropong. So how fola ko toropong ya no o le go baneng ya ko toropong, o kra load, you're taking people back home. So wa tswa ko renkeng o ya Kasi. How fetsa deliver, you have to come back to the taxi rank, right? So you might pick up 5 people on your way back to the taxi rank. It goes. Even if you come with a full load, but the fact that that one is not registered. Remember I said morning rushes, how to deliver ko toropong, how leisha ko your local taxi rank, and then o deliver ko toropong. Ba kwala ha o bua go okay, and then JPZ ke no fetsa go kena. O botswa gape ka load ba tlo kwala JPZ, so your owner can easily trace gore o dire di load tse kae in the morning. And then also when you get to the taxi rank in town, they also write your registration numbers, so your owner, even that side, can easily trace or really load tse kae. So those loads, you must have them with you gore tšhelete di load tse 6 ke ena. And then if o tshela ka 3 loads, o mo fe slips a gore ke tshetse ka 3 loads ke ena, and then ke chokolla 3 loads ena e ya magutla ena ha registeriwe sa lebana. So ena ya those 5 people you pick up to town ha registeriwe, so ke yone tšhelete di Gomsiii eo. Ke yone tšhelete di Gomsiii. So I don't know whether our drivers also do it, but ke yone tšhelete di Gomsiii eo. Owners know about the Gomsiii, but it's just something they cannot avoid. They can't stop. They can't. I mean, they are not always with these guys, right? So, the Gomsiii, guys. And then, with what you get paid weekly, like on Saturday when you get paid, they say you're 650 or you're 1,500. It doesn't matter, whatever the amount you get paid, that is not inclusive of food, guys. You brought lunch. So you're gonna get your 650 at the end of the week, but every day how theogela you are entitled to 50 rand ya dijo. Yep. It is known, it is like that. Owner ra go a itse lene ha o chekolla bosigo and then minus 50 rand for food. It's standard, it's mandatory. You must get that 50 rand. So you get 50 rand for food daily. As long as you're ranking or you take that 50 rand, it's for food. Right? It's for food. And then there's also the taxi where they can hire your taxi, right? So when there's a special trip, you're gonna get remunerated your 650 weekly, and then you're also gonna get remunerated from this trip. So you've got an additional money from the trip. Also, the remuneration of trips varies from one owner to the other, and it also depends on wilekai for how many days, So wilekai basically meaning the distance you covered, and otsamaile sebaka se se kae. Mara mo tripping ewa, the money that you are allocated for food is 200 rands. Dijo tsa trippy ke 200 rand. And then there are people who are very generous. When they hire a taxi, they include the driver in everything. Because we have to buy food for the driver, you have to pay accommodation for the driver, you understand, such things. And then it also doesn't matter, and it doesn't even concern the owner whether they bought you food or whatsoever. You just need to get your 200 rands. It's for food. Yes, you just need to get your 200 rands, and when you come back from the trip, you also need to get paid the money for the trip, which will be based on the distance and the duration of the trip. You understand? So yes, and that, I think I've covered everything regarding the taxi operators remuneration. I used to, in December, I was a casual, so I used to get paid 100 rand a day. I still get paid 100 rand a day. Yep. Well, it's better than nothing, because after all, I'm just helping my dad, as much as I'm helping out Ekaya, also he doesn't need to be like, you're gonna drive them for free. No, we'd rather leave. So I also get like 1,000 rand every fortnight. Imagine waiting 2 weeks for 1,000 rand. Hey, Aibo. Yo, I don't want to say it's not bad, because it's bad, but it's really not bad, considering that if I did nothing, I wouldn't get that 1,000 rand from anyway. So yeah, it's really better, and better than nothing. Also considering that 50 rand for food, so at the end of the week I've got like 250, and then the other coming week 250, which is 500. So which means every fortnight I've got like 1,500 rands. You understand? But yes, I think I've covered everything, most of the things regarding the taxi operators remuneration. So here, that is all from me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to know anything, or you feel like I left out some things that you've always wanted to know and you thought I'd cover them but I left them out, just engage with me in the comment section. If I don't know anything about it, I will try and find out for you, and then I will get back to you regarding that matter. So if you feel like I left something that you want to know out, just tell me, just ask me in the comment section, and then blah blah blah, what happens, blah blah blah. I will try and find out for you and then get back to you. And please do not leave here without subscribe. If you are not subscribed, please do not leave here without hitting that red subscribe button below and be a part of my family. Nevertheless, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being a part of my video. Till my next video or vlog, it's a goodbye from me. Shalom.